Good afternoon. This is Swarup Swaminathan of the New Indian Express. As we continue to take a look back at the ongoing edition of the Indian Premier League, this is episode 3. But today we have lots to talk about because this is going to be mid-season review, shall we say. As always, I have with me Venkat Krishna B, a quick correspondent, to discuss with me. Welcome to the show, Venkat.
Thanks, Swarup.
First up, let's begin with the issue of the captains opting to bat first after winning the toss. Over the first 2 weeks of the tournament, I think captains preferred to field first. Now they're deciding to batting first. What do you think the reason is behind that?
I think it's more to do with how the pitches have been responding to the in the later of the innings. Because if you notice, pitches without dew, pitches are getting slower as the innings match progresses. So I think it's like considering the most of the teams have very good spinners. I think they are like they think that okay, it's safe to put on a total and then like chase unless it is Sharjah where they don't really know what is a good target as it.
Uh, I mean, when teams played the IPL till last year in India, you didn't really see captains opting to bat first a lot of times, right?
No, but again, in India, the IPL happens when during the summer when there is like a lot of dew. One of the reasons why most of the teams hesitate in beginning the matches at 7:30 is because they feel like the team batting second will get unfair advantage. They want, especially Dhoni has been a advocate of late start because it's like the ground is like common to both. So that's the thing that most of the teams would like still prefer having 8 p.m. matches. So I think probably when IPL comes back in India, I think again it will go back to 8 p.m. starts.
Do you think that maybe with the exception of Sharjah, in the other two venues, you will have 150 or even 145, 140 being match winning
Yeah, I think
totals?
so. I think by the time we in the business end of the tournament, I think it will be like a 140 or 145 could be match winning total. I think that'll be a par total considering how
So,
slow it is.
so you think advantage for teams having a variety of spinners in the bowling
And not
team?
just variety of spinners, it's like even paces
Their
with the
cutters,
cutters and like with
knuckleballs.
variations. I think they will also come in handy. But again, yeah, like spinners, if you have like good like probably like say like a left armer who can like get the ball to grip and turn, I think they will be like more handy in those situations. Again, leg spinners, off spinners also been. This is IPL where everybody has been like had a good season spinners. So I think spinners, irrespective of where they play, I think they're gonna have like a big say.
So if you're somebody who prefers an even contest between bat and ball, this could probably be the IPL where you really start watching a lot of games. Moving on, the last I think 2 3 weeks we've seen a progression of injuries. I think Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been ruled out. Pant is going to be out for a week. Ishan Sharma out for the IPL and probably uncertainty for the Australia tour as well. Again, reasons for that.
Yeah, I think it's like see all three cases. I think it's happened because of fitness-related issues. I'm not sure what happened in case of Rishabh Pant, but Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Ishan Sharma both seem to have like picked up injuries after landing in the Gulf. So it comes down to like not having like proper training in the last few months. It is that's what like experts are saying. So I think it's like it happens like especially fast bowlers where they have a lot to offer, where they spend lot of time in the gym as well as in the net. I think it is bound to happen. But luckily for India, I think Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, or even the young ones like Navdeep Saini, those guys have come back really fit. They are like not struggling and they are like been like yeah, where they begun from where they let go. So I think that must be heartening side for the Indian team. But yeah, they will be like sweating over what has happened with Ishan Sharma and Bhuvneshwar Kumar especially.
So probably you think that this could continue over the next 2 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's important to see. The thing is like everybody talk about IPL.
I mean, injury and workload managements
Yeah,
are
workload
key.
management again. Like, see, the thing is like once IPL begins, most of the teams trainers they opt for like how to manage the injury and how to like restrict the thing. That's what they do. They don't like go for a full like say with an Indian team. The thing is different where they plan on a long term this thing how to maintain the workload and stuff. But once you come into IPL, it's completely different. It's just about managing and recovery, giving recovery periods and stuff like that. So I don't know how many players will actually be doing long this thing keeping the long future in mind because it's like gonna be like a very short span of time. So until unless they go back to the Indian team, they wouldn't know where they really stand in terms of like their fitness levels and workload management.
Interesting. The third topic that we will touch upon now is the performance of three teams: Rajasthan Royals, Chennai Super Kings, and Kings in Punjab. They are, I think, sixth, seventh, and eighth in table, not necessarily in that order. Is it already curtains for these three teams, or do you think that there still could be minuscule chance, especially for RR who have Stokes back?
See, I think it's like, yeah, it's like too early to write anybody off at this stage because if you look at it, just one or two wins and they're like back in recognition for the playoffs. So it's too early. Probably a week later or so we might have a fair picture. But by the looks of it, CSK again, like they're not. We have been discussing this for a while.
Yep.
CSK, it's not still, they're not clicking, and Kings and Punjab, they are. I
It's
don't
a
know.
strange thing, right? I mean, their captain has the orange cap.
Yeah, that's what it's like. They have good bowlers as well, but somehow they're not able to close the matches. It's all comes down to closing down the matches. And Kings and Punjab still like 3 4 weeks into the tournament, they're still struggling to do that. And I don't know. They're like last match they had no business in losing.
Yep.
I think it's the case with most matches they have played. See, thing is like when you don't get that feel of the when if it goes missing, you start getting self doubts as well. It could be one of the reason, but yeah, again, KL Rahul's captaincy is something that not has been like, let's say, it's not been the smartest in with certain moves. So he's still a young captain, so probably he's still learning. But yeah, with time, I think Punjab just one or two runs they'll be back on track.
But don't most of these teams need to spring in, I think, 6 wins in the next 7 matches?
Yeah, that's hard. That's what it's like. It's gonna be really hard, but that's how IPL has always been. Right. See, thing is like these teams are like you said, like DC, Mumbai Indians, RCB, and say even SRH. They have like they seem to be like a different league right now. I think this will be the coming week. We'll see them like probably like enhance their position further in the table points table.
And Stokes, will he bring a difference to
I
other?
mean, he's a world class player. Like anybody will back him to come good. So I don't know what he's been coming through such certain like bad phase in his life. So I don't know. You never know what is going on inside as well. So, but a proven performer on a big stage, and it's like IPL is a big stage where like players they perform. So
Uh, the last thing we will talk about today. Interesting that Venkat mentioned the captaincy issue with KL. One Indian captain who hasn't faced any sort of captaincy issue is Rohit Sharma, and it's something that we have seen throughout the IPL, not just this year but in years past as well. So this is a question that really begs to be asked. When do you think? If and when do you think Rohit will replace Kohli as the T20 captain, just to ease Kohli the burden of captaining in all three formats?
it's like unfair to comment about like especially when Virat Kohli is doing well. But everything said and done, Rohit is much more analytical captain than Kohli is, and then Rohit he believes in these matchups. Like he believes in data. He's Mumbai Indians are one team who are driven by data analytics, so they believe in such stuff and they believe in that matchups. Like Rohit, for instance, if say AB de Villiers is struggling with Kunal Pandya, he brings in Kunal Pandya. Just it's like yeah, probably you'll think like beyond a point what psychological thing, but it works. So Rohit that way he's like much more like hands-on, and he's like more of a very dynamic captain than what Virat is. And
Kohli is more passionate, more
yeah, that's what it's like. It's
reactive.
good to watch on TV and stuff, but everything said and he doesn't bottom titles as yet. But Rohit he has like been after Dhoni, I mean on par with Dhoni with number of IPL titles, and Asia Cup he led brilliantly. He has shown whenever he has stepped into Kohli shoes that he can lead India very well. So he has shown that he can lead very well. So I think like probably when time comes, probably like I don't think India will like look for a captaincy change with our T20 World Cup.
In two
In,
T20 World Cups, do you think that's too much on Kohli's shoulders?
yeah, it should be probably that's a call that the team management will take on selectors. But yeah, like it's too early to say whether India is ready for split captaincy because it never works. Split captaincy is like too much thing, and especially in limited overs, you're talking like two different
I
captains
mean,
for.
England has shown that it can work, especially in the shorter
See,
format.
England they're shown, but they have like a same captain for ODIs and T20s.
Yeah.
Test is different, but if you can do that, is okay. That's a different story altogether. But if you're having a separate captain for limit T20s and ODIs, I don't think it's gonna work.
So, if I were to ask you to name a captain today for the next two T20s, you will stick with Kohli. I
No,
mean,
I would go for Rohit Sharma because like I might be biased, but yeah, Rohit is like he has won titles and see this Indian team deserves to win global
yeah.
titles. It's probably Virat will get you and everything said and done, but Rohit seems to have an extra edge. Of he knows like if you look at it from guys like Ishant, Raina, and even guys like Chehel, everybody has said how calm customer Rohit is, and puts a hand on the shoulder and talks to everyone. And he has picked up a lot from his interaction with Ricky Ponting. That's what he said recently in one of the interviews to Mumbai Indians TV. So that's what Rahul does. It's like captaincy is much more about passion and stuff like that. So I think in that sense, Rohit is far better captain in limited overs than Virat. Yes, that like gonna anger Kohli fans, but that's what the fact is.
Interesting. If you go by Venkat, I mean, if Venkat is appointed as the new chairman of selectors, he'll go with Rohit. But we are not in any danger of seeing that anytime soon. That's all for this edition of the of a look back at the ongoing edition of the IPL. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Mask up. Bye bye.
Thank you.